Candace Owens, once someone I think we all liked. I think, she had some good things to say about DEI and affirmative action. She was a good conservative voice. She now routinely spouts off leftist talking points. Like, it's the horseshoe theory. The people on the far right and far left practically are saying the same exact things now. And that was certainly true this week. She went on Piers Morgan's show and she said that she regrets voting for Donald Trump. As always, guys, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so other great patriots like yourselves will see it. Here is that video.
Are you done with Donald Trump, or could you see a way that you would end up perhaps voting for him? He can't run again, obviously, but would you support him publicly again?
So I want to be clear. I don't regret voting for Donald Trump above Kamala. I think he was the better candidate, certainly a better candidate above Joe Biden. But what I will say is that he's been a chronic disappointment. And I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him because this wasn't going to happen and it is happening.
Chronic disappointment is what she says. Now, as a party, I think Republicans can totally disagree with Trump. I think that's actually a good thing. However, and we can be disappointed at times. That's fine. I've been disappointed at the tariff situation a lot. I've talked about it on my channel at length. But to say that Trump himself is a chronic disappointment is not accurate. It's not accurate. It's not helpful. And let's just say this for what it is. I know a lot of people don't want to say this, but Candace Owens is an anti-Semite, and she hates that Trump struck Iran because obviously not only was it good for America, it was good for Israel, and Trump he's not shy about that. He openly says that he is also pro-Israel in addition to being pro-America, which of course you should always be America first. I don't disagree, but she has a massive problem when anything positive happens for Israel because she believes that Israel and all Jews are evil. She said it herself. She hates it. That's what she's based her basically whole opinion on for everything in politics over the last year or two. Now, when it comes to Trump's approval rating, nobody agrees with her. None. Right now, this poll just came out. You can see it right here. This is from Insider Advantage, which is an A+ poll, one of the most accurate. And you can see this is not in party lines. This is Democrats, independents, Republicans alike. On the Israel-Iran issue, how did Trump handle it? He has a 60% approval rating, which is really fantastic. That is a really good approval rating by any metric on any issue. So Americans do not agree with Candace Owens at all. When it comes to Republicans at large, the last major poll that was done on Trump's approval rating was done by JL Partners in May, and it found that he had a 94% approval rating among Republicans. So Trump's popularity is perfectly good right now in his own party, in the Republican Party. Now, let's talk about 2026. A new poll came out that has Democrats panicked, and it's actually shocking. I mean, I can talk about why it is. I think if you'd asked me 1 month ago what the chances were that Republicans would keep the House, I would have told you probably about 0%. And the reason why, by the way, before I show you that poll, is because historically the incumbent party struggles big time during the midterms. Most people know this. And more specifically, because the tariffs were at the forefront of the news during the same time, as I would have said that maybe a month ago, Americans hated tariffs. They hate they still hate tariffs, but that was the forefront of the news. No one would have given Trump or Republicans a high approval rating, or I frankly think would have elected them during that time. However, the tune has changed. Tariffs are not at the forefront of the news. The forefront of the news right now is the strike on Iran and the deportations, both of which Trump is hugely popular on, and all the polls show that. And because of that, we have this recent poll that came out for the Republican Party versus Democrats for the 2026 generic congressional ballot, which is really what matters. Because if we're talking about the Senate, guys, Republicans are going to keep the Senate. The question really is how much are they going to keep it? But they're going to keep it one way or another. So this is just for Congress. This is for the House. What you can see right now, this is from RMG and Neapolitan News. Republicans have 52% and Democrats are down 44%, which is huge. I mean, that's an 8-point swing. And what you can see it at the bottom here, which is even bigger. Again, I said about a month ago that there's no way. In the same poll, a month ago, Democrats were up +3. And 2 months ago, when the tariffs were really at the forefront of the news, they were up +5. Today, Republicans are up +8. That is a huge, huge shift. Now, there's a lot of time left to go, so by no means is this over. I'm not saying that, Republicans are for sure going to take the House. In fact, I still think it's an uphill battle for Republicans big time. However, there can be a lesson learned from all of this. You can see the polling. Again, I talk about this a lot, but if you look at the polls and you think, I don't trust this poll, fair enough. The polls are not always accurate, but what you can trust about the polls, I think for the most part, because they have a financial incentive to do this, is you can trust the swing. When you see, you can basically see the momentum. When you see that it's +5 Democrat and then it goes to +8 Republican, I don't know if those are the exact numbers, But I do know that it got a lot better for Republicans. That's what I can say, right? It could actually be plus 11 Republicans. It could be plus 2 Republicans. But at the very least, there's been a momentum shift from Democrats to Republicans. That's what I based all my models off of when looking at the 2024 election. And I pretty much nailed it spot on. You know, not to toot my own horn, but it's not that hard to look at the polling data, see the shift, and you saw it clearly in 2024. I'm seeing it in real time right now in 2026, and I think based on that, we can reasonably assume that Republicans have a leg up right now. Again, it's an uphill battle. They have to do a few things, and here's the lesson that they can learn from this. Ditch the tariffs. Ditch them. Focus on peace through strength, the economy, and good immigration policy. Americans love all of that stuff. If Republicans, and you can see it in the polling, that's what I'm saying, is when you focus on the tariffs, there's a momentum shift towards Democrats. And when you focus on those 3 things, peace through strength, economy, and good immigration policy, it starts shifting towards Republicans because you can just see Americans love those things. So if Republicans will do that and also pass a great reconciliation bill, which they're working on right now, they will win the midterms. That is my prediction. I don't think it's a very controversial one. I think that's just very cut and dry. If, on the other hand, they focus on the tariffs and they have tons of infighting, mark my words, they will lose, Democrats will win, and Democrats will win big. One of my favorite things about this show is being able to interact with you guys, and that is why I've created my new Substack. It's a weekly newsletter that goes out to you guys. I talk about the things that I can't talk about on YouTube, if you know what I mean. Some things I wasn't able to get to in the show, and there's also live Q&As over there. You can ask questions to me directly. I can talk right back to you. It just makes it a little bit easier, so go check it out right now, completely free. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video, everybody. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel so other great patriots like yourselves will see it, and tune in every weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern to see the live show, or you can watch another video right here.